Hello, good evening, and welcome. Today, I shall be sharing my story, how a loan of 20,000 naira changed my sales life forever. This actually happened in the year 2006. By then, I was involved in a laundry business. I was doing dry cleaning, laundry services, and the likes. But then I was not having enough money to rent a shop. So then I was operating from home. But due to limited funds, limited customer patronage, I was thinking about how to transform the laundry business. But while the laundry business was going on, I decided to look inward. Why? Then I have this very deep passion for reading. I read a lot. Most times I read books all through the night. People will be asking, are you going in for an examination? So I love reading. I love books. So I was reading all manner of books written by many renowned American preachers and authors. So what I did then was, as I was making money from my dry cleaning businesses, I was using the profit, the proceeds, to buy books. So in the course of my quest for knowledge, I happened to discover a company that is into importation of motivational books, Christian books, and the likes, somewhere around Yaba in Lagos. So, luckily, the company went into a sales clearance sale. So then I was able to get some interesting books, but I was having this concern. The concern was, how do I keep getting more books? So what I decided to do back then was, because of the limited funds, I will buy books, I will try to read. After reading, I sell them out, get more money, then buy more books. So in the course of the year, at the clearance sales, I was able to get some books at very cheap rates, almost 100 naira, 200 naira, some titles 250. So I bought a lot. Then I took them to one event hosted by one renowned American televangelist, that is Benny Hinn. The program was held around the Reading Camp in Lagos. So during the program, in that year 2006, those books I bought at a giveaway rate of 100, 150, 200, I was able to sell them almost 4 to 5 times at the actual market rates. Then I discovered that the turnover from the book sales is better than what I'm getting from my dry cleaning business. So what did I do? I decided to follow my passion. Although the dry cleaning business exposed me to a lot of business ideas, but I decided to do what? To follow my passion. So during the program, I recruited some friends. They were helping me to sell, and at the end of the program, we made so much money. Maybe we made around about 70,000, which was a very big money back then. So I came back and I started thinking, since I don't have money to rent a shop, then I have to take this sales business to where people are. But because back then, the only place where you can sell books is around maybe where they're having a church crusades, where they're having a convention, seminars, and those programs doesn't come often. So it happened around November 2006. I heard about a program that was going on somewhere around Otta, Shiloh, in Canaan land. So from experience, I knew that a lot of people used to gather there, and the visitors to that very event, many of them are inclined to reading. They love reading. They love a lot of books. So I approached my friend within the estate where I live, that there is a program that is coming up, and this new book business I'm doing, I think with the experience I had at Benny Hinn's program, I think this new place will be a better place for me to make good sales. And I requested from him to please assist me with some funds so that I can get more books for the event. So when I was going, I was not really having much expectation. So thank God the guy gave me the 20,000 naira. He gave me 20,000. With my savings, I was able to buy some books from the Edisil bookshop, directly opposite Yabatek. So I got the books, but in my course of visiting that bookshop, they used to have a library, I don't know of now. So I met a friend in the library by the name Abraham. Abraham was a walking library. You know, I used to think that I have strong passion for reading. But when I met Abraham, I was humbled. Abraham literally has read thousands of books, literature. In fact, anyone you mention, Abraham will analyze everything in that book. So I said, this is my soulmate. That was how we became friends. So I gisted Abraham about the Shiloh program, that I want to go there and market some books. I don't know if it's free, that I would like him to go assist me in the event. So I got those books from the book fair. So I was able to buy books that filled one of my small traveling bag, and the smallest Ghana Must Go. That was how both of us embarked on that journey to Canaan land. Although I was combining my dry cleaning business and the book selling business. I know the book has a lot of cash flow, so I was really need to complement my dry cleaning business. So when we got to Canaan land during the Shiloh, when we entered Canaan land, I think I was having less than 1,500 with me. And Abraham, I don't think he was having up to 200 naira. So at the Shiloh, there was a place they mapped out for businesses. So I got there, I was able to catch up with an old friend. In fact, we struggled with him to help him secure a very strategic space, in the hope that when he secured the space, at least he will give me a small table space for me to sample my books. But that very day, I received the greatest shock of my life. So they said the space was 5,000. And I was wondering, the kind of little book I was carrying, if I should take a full space, nobody will even see what the books I came with. So what did I do? I told Abraham, I think the way things are going, let's just first of all look for where to pass the night while we do what we crack our head to see the way forward. In fact, Abraham was suggesting we can just be holding books in our hands and be hawking. But me, I was not. That was how we entered Covenant University. Back then, during Shiloh, that is where they host most of the foreign guests, people from African countries, Europe, and America. So, with the disappointment from my friend at the Shiloh market ground, we just took our bags. We went to Covenant University. So at Covenant University, there is one cafeteria there. So we spoke with one of the security there. That please, we are here for Shiloh. Please, if you don't mind, we would like to be passing the night around here. Early in the morning, we'll look for where to freshen up. Then we move to service because we didn't have enough money to pay for lodge or accommodation. So I was cracking my head, how are we going to sustain ourselves throughout this program since we can't get a place where we can exhibit our products? So that night, we got a corner inside the cafeteria. It's a very big restaurant. At least that place can contain over 1,000 guests eating almost at the same time. So we got a corner, we dropped our books. So we sat down, we started gisting. So people were coming in, eating and going, coming in, eating and going. Then I told Abraham, is it market that buy books or people that buy books? He said it's people. I said, this place where we are, people are coming in and going out like river. Don't you think we can devise a means to showcase this book to these people that are coming inside the restaurant? He said, well, that's a good idea, but to avoid harassment, we just have to be careful. So we sat down, we were there from around 6. We stayed for like 2 hours. Then around after 8, remember we were having about 1,000 something left with us. So we ordered for food. We sat down and we started eating. So while we were eating, I told Abraham, can you just move some of our bags under the table where we are taking our dinner? Abraham went and brought the 2 bags and kept under the table. I said, can you just bring us some of the books? Place it on top of the table while we are taking our food. because then all my focus was how to make little money to sustain myself throughout the Shiloh. So surprise, surprise, we sampled those books on top of the table while taking our dinner. A lady came. Oh, she picked one of the books. Oh, wow. It's like she knew about the author. She called a friend. Please come, look at this book. I've read this book. So I've been looking for this book. So she said, are you people selling this book? I said, yes, we are selling it. She said, which other books do you have? That was how we started pulling out the books we have in our bags. There and then, the lady and her friend, they bought books worth about 6,000 naira. I was so elated. I was so excited. I said, Abraham, even if we don't sell again, at least with this 6,000, we can sustain ourselves throughout this program. So surprise, surprise, as the lady was leaving, another set came again. That was how people started coming. I told Abraham, see you. I told you, it's not market that buy books, it's people. To cut the long story short, that night we were able to sell about 32,000 naira. So early in the morning, I told Abraham, I think this strategy, we are going to repeat it. Instead of going back to the conference market, where we'll be swimming with big sharks, because the kind of books we came is just like where you see a Titus fish, small Titus fish swimming with sharks. I said if we should take this as small books there, all those big importers in the market, they will swallow us up. Nobody will see us. So early in the morning, we prepared. While Abraham went for the early morning service, I entered back to Lagos to go and restock the books we sold from the clearance sales market at Yaba. So I got all the books. I came back. Before I could return back to Covenant University, because of the distance, it was almost 1 o'clock, and by then the morning service have closed. So Abraham had returned back to the cafeteria at Covenant University. So when I came back, I said, Abraham, how far now? He said yes. So that when he came back, he was able to get a position at the back exit. He brought out a small table where he placed some of the books. I said, were you able to sell? He laughed. He said yes. So how much? Abraham put hand in his pocket and brought out almost 68,000 naira. I said, how manage? And I said, that was how the exponential increase set in. So I told Abraham, instead of us going to town to be sourcing for books, I think we should be buying from these importers in the conference markets. At least I know their prices they are expensive, but I think it's more convenient for us. So that evening, as we prepared for the evening section of the conference, we branched to the conference market, and we were able to see a lady. She imports Christian books, motivational books, business books from the US. So we spoke with her, but she was curious. She was telling us, where are you people on this ground? We said, well, Mama, don't worry, we are somewhere. So that was how the money we had, about 80-something thousand that very evening, we bought books, left it with the lady, then we went to evening service. So immediately after the service, we rushed down to the market, picked the books, and we went back to the cafeteria at the university. So that position where Abraham got, that was where we started selling. In fact, that night, we almost sold everything we had on us. The thing became the sales became too much. That was how we keep turning money. In fact, the third day, we went to restock more than 10 times. We were going back to the conference market to go and pick materials. The sales became too much, to the extent some foreign delegates, they were buying with US dollars. So the woman, the lady importer was, she kept wondering, where is these guys? Where are these guys selling all these books? So throughout the event, we were able to make sales in excess of over 3 million naira from 20,000 naira loan. The total sales we make at that program, 5-day program, was in excess of 3 million naira. That was the beginning of my sales turnaround. In fact, after the program, that was how I stopped anything dry cleaning and laundry services. I focused my energy on sales. After the program, the market value of the books we went to Shiloh with was not, I don't think it's up to 150,000. But after the program, the books I came back with was over 1 million naira. And I came back with good cash, over 600 and something thousand naira cash, and some dollars. Remember, we went to that program with a loan of 20,000 naira. But we came back with over close to 2 million naira in terms of stock and cash. So that is how it works. So where am I driving at? In sales, the only thing you need is what? Passion. Focus on your area of passion. While we were able to sell this book at an exponential level, was why I was passionate for books and reading, and my partner Abraham was a walking library. In fact, when you come to our sales stand, it's like the second version of the conference we came for. When a customer comes, Abraham engages them, start teaching. You see people gather as if we are preachers. That was how we were able to make good impression and made massive sales. In fact, that was my first time of experiencing millions. And ever since then, my life has never been the same again. So, no amount of money is too little. 20,000 naira loan. That was what motivated me to go for that event. And my life was changed forever. When I came back, the guy that gave me the loan, I gave him back his money. He's also a lover of books. I gave him books worth over 35,000 naira. He was wondering, how much did you make now? Why are you packing all these books? I said, don't worry. God is faithful. So that is how it works. So from there, because the lady importer, she was marveled. In fact, after the event, she invited me to her office. The woman was calling me bestseller. So after the meeting, she said, from today, I will give you my driver and my boss. Any book you want, any event you want to attend, come, carry books. My driver will take you to the event, sell, take all the profits, and pay for the cost of the product. That was the beginning of my turnaround. So, and I believe Anybody can experience the same when you follow your passion. You know, I said earlier in my last video that sales is the only industry or profession where there is no ceiling over the amount of money you can make. Selling is the only industry where there is no a placement, there is no a limitation to the amount of money you can make. Thank you very much. So in the next few minutes, I'll be posting the assignments we spoke earlier on, and the 3 winners, as I said, will be going home. The first $100 US, second $50 US, and the third $20 US, or the official Naira equivalent. Thank you very much. God bless.